nice to have people who have got faith, belief, and that in turn helps people to become peaceful and blissful in life. Probably that is what Sanatana Dharma proclaims. But in practical, it is not happening. That is the concern most of the people share. Just now we had a recording for Hinduism Malayalam by Lakshmi Kanath was interviewing me, and the same concern is being shared across. So people don't understand the essence of spirituality, essence of our Idihasa Puranas in winning the inner battle. Lakshmi Kanath was asking about the suicide of the lady in Gulf, the harassment which she has undergone. It's all because there is an inner battle in each. I don't think anybody who joined here, we have got 100 inside now. I think more than hundreds were trying to join, we couldn't. So why is it happening? Why is this conflict, tension, and there is no self-mastery? In the last 2 months, I must have addressed thousands of youth who want to join for graduation, NEET exam, KEEM, JEE, failure. They're all in conflicts, whether to join for this course or this course. We are not educating them for choosing what they want in life. They are not qualified to know what is the real requirement which they have. We are not talking here about the conflict of Kashmir, Russia, Ukraine, Palestine, Israel. We are talking about inner conflict, which we ourselves have to solve. There is nobody externally who has to come here and then solve. So how do you get this strength? That is where probably our Mahamandaleshwar was mentioning. We need spirituality. We need religious practices which leads to spirituality, not blind religious practices which may not take us anywhere in our life. So most essential is not the religious practices, but religious practices which may lead us to the real bliss, spirituality. Today I was teaching or maybe discussing the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In totality, that is what the Yoga Rudha Sankalpa, how somebody can get into the bliss, happiness, Kaivalya Avastha. So we are not talking about conflict in a context of a school or not a corporate company. We are talking about this in the context of Ramayana. Therefore, we cannot get rid of discussing something about religion, practices, rituals, yaga, etc., etc. Understand, our problem is not one disease which comes to us when we become old. The disease which every one of us have got, everyday headache, everyday acidity, everyday fatigue, everyday troubles which are more harassing than one disease which may come up sometime and then after some time you will lose your life. Yeah, may not survive for longer, doesn't matter. But when we survive, are we really happy? I keep saying, there is a great proverb, I don't know how many people know this. Mahatma Gandhi to conflictology is ancient to physics. Bhagavad Gita also says, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasadhayat Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmana. The conflict is between my buddhi and the manas. My enemy is inside me. Who destroys me, who makes me happy is inside me only. So how do we come out of this moral dilemma, social confusion, spiritual dead ends, career job dilemma, which vehicle to take to reach our destination? It is not managing the conflict, it is resolving the conflict. Conflict resolution. But what is happening today when there is no conflict resolution? People get into aggression. So this is what is to be addressed. So at home, yeah, my wife decides what she wants to do and I have given full freedom her to do what she wants. Then somebody asked, what are you doing? I do what she really wants. So there is no conflict at all. So we have to support some person there and make people happy. So at least that is what we are supposed to do. How do we know this is what we can get from Ramayana? Rama always, we have in Bharatiya tradition, ladies take the husband's name as a tail for their name. But there is only one Purusha in the Idihasa during Treta Yuga, during Dwapara Yuga. We see them with most importance is given towards the ladies. That is why Sita Rama is not a lady. Sita Rama is Rama who is a gentleman. Many people ask this question, Sita Rama is Sita's name or Rama's name? Because that is how our custom is. So this is where we understand Radha Krishnan is not Radha, but it is Krishna who has taken Radha Krishna as the name in both avatars. Therefore, I keep saying we cannot have Buddha as another incarnation of Vishnu because he has divorced his wife. Not running away from problems is what you have to survive with the problems. So what Rama represents is what Ramayana gives us. It is not running away from problems. It is being in problem and solving your problems. That is what the strength everyone should have. And not necessarily you can get help of people around you. Not even in your caste, not even in your religion, not even in your office, not even in your society, not even as a human being. You can go up to the extent of getting help from animals. That is what Ramayana tells us. We have taken help from monkeys. Rama has, it is not that you know how powerful you are. You must go to the extent of taking help from anybody and solve your problems. We are not living in 21st century. We are living in the third decade of 21st century. Century is 100 years. I am not here to talk about what happens in 100 years. What happened last 50 years and what happens in the next 50 years. All my books on education, mental health, I have written 3, 2, 1 world. We are in a world where things move much faster. The battle has to be settled in next 5 years. Then this decade we can solve our problems. So we need a self-mastery to solve it. We need clarity. We need emotional stability. We need to have an ethical growth. Understand what is that you want. Really what is that you want. Is it materialistic or is it something that is beyond materialistic? That is where we understand our want cannot be solved by all what we get materialistically. Because human beings are human beings, being human. Social beings are being social. How much social we are? Ask a question how much social we are. We can see Rama has beautiful set of people where the top leader who leads the Vanara Sena, the monkeys army was Jambavan, who not only lived in one generation, one yuga, he had 2 yugas. In Bhagavatam, Mahabharata also he had a role. So we have people who can guide us. Even Rama has resorted to somebody who is a very senior person to guide the juniors. We don't have. The biggest problem why we are not able to get solutions for us because we don't have good gurus, good mentors, good guide. We are all by mistake accidentally became parents. So we don't know how to take care of our children. Probably that age when we get maturity to understand what is the way to take care of children by the time they are out of our hands. We are not able to take the anxiety, overthinking, stress, all from different, probably we find fault with the social media. But understand, during the one of the great pralaya which happened in Kerala, during the flood which happened in Kerala, one couple was missing and that was being spread in social media. Later police arrested that couple. They were peacefully in a place. They were arrested because the media says you are missing. Actually they were not missing. They are enjoying. And police could not believe, Kerala police could not believe it is being spread throughout the media. But these people did not know that it is in the media. Because, and they were all in the film industry. The couples who are in film industry, but they don't even look at media. I think there is no community like us, especially India, especially Kerala, who get addicted to the social media, in which the mental strength becomes a mental struggle. We are only seeing serials and all that, being shedding tears, but not giving courage. The family drama which is taken care of or being seen by most of the family members, especially ladies, they're all created for getting the best attention of the family members, who are only seeing people crying together. We must understand how is it happening in Gujarat or Bengal. They're all maje meche, balu ache. We only say that no, we are in trouble all the time. My guru keeps saying, the Indian geography is such, as we come down to Kerala, we become so confused even in enjoying life. It's all suffering. We have a lot of confusion. We say that we are the best educated people, but it's utter failure when it comes to communicating with the people. And that happens in most of the educated families. The other day somebody has sent a message, immediately asked that boy, are your father is a teacher? He said yes. Mother is a teacher? Yes. I am able to identify when teachers or parents, they are the worst people who don't know even to communicate. Unfortunately, that is what is happening. That is because they themselves are the worst communicators probably. I keep saying, somebody becomes a teacher, you can't get any other job in your life. I challenge them, try if you can. Because any other job you need lot of extra skills. I heard somebody, when I was a director for academic staff college, a history professor was saying, it's easy to teach history because once we learn, it doesn't change. That means teachers are not ready to change. And the geography teacher was mentioning, it's so bad that India is so vast a country, I have to teach a lot of geography. If it would have been a small country, geography would have been much less. See, this is the situation of teachers. We want to get some job. I imagine some boy wanted to get into military, IMA, Army, NDA, National Defense Academy. He is calling from nearby a village in Ernakulam. When I am in Kannur, I say, you come to Kannur, we will give you a training. He says he cannot travel 5 hours to reach, or maybe 10 hours to reach. And that's a man who wanted to join in army, you can imagine. So I said, when the headquarters of army comes to your village, you could join army. So we are mostly taking so much of care for children, their freedom is curtailed. So what happens is, they are in confusion. They are not gone into the world. That is why we have a great poet in Kerala, Kunjundi Master. I am sure most of the Keralites know him. He says, after 10th class, throw your children out of your house. Let them go around 1 year and come back and decide whether they wanted to continue their education or not. We are not giving the chance for them to see the world, putting them from one place to another place to another place. So they have not seen the confusions in the world. They are being misguided. They have an identity crisis. You can see these examples in Mahabharata as well as in Ramayana. The identity crisis is a big problem. This is where a gratification doesn't happen. Relationship is unstable. The lack of life purpose. People ask, that is why committing suicide. They don't know why they are living purposeless life. It's a rat race, competition. Can you imagine? I get cases where the mother of an LKG child speaks to me saying, my child did not get first rank, therefore it's a big problem. Is it the child's problem or parents' problem? I am sure the child doesn't know. And if you give a chocolate, children are such, when they grab something, you grab it back and give something else. They will get adjusted very fast. It is not child's problem. It is the parents' problem. So we need, it is not youth problem alone. It is the parents who create youth like that. If you look at conflicts, basically it's a communication problem. That's what I was trying to mention. Second is, we don't have value system which are very strong. What is to be, we have great knowledge, but it is not put into small capsules where people can take it. The belief system is so large, they get really confused. That is why recently I wrote a book on Sanatana Dharma goals. SDG today is Sustainable Development Goals. That's what the United Nations says. But I have rewritten it as Sanatana Dharma Goals. That's also SDG. Pick up 108 points and then say, this is what you should have to guide your children perfectly well. We have to make capsules and not great recitation of Sanskrit slokas which people don't even understand. This is where we can have a real solution for our children, where our epics have written what is to be told to them in not their language in which they don't understand. Recently I wrote a book on the Gita Way. The Gita Way is a book which explains all the solutions which are there in Bhagavad Gita written for the new generation. So the conflict resolution happens only when the Ramayana lessons, Bhagavad Gita lessons, Bhagavata lessons, all of them, great, fantastic, but we can't expect people to have knowledge in all this in these days. So compiling them and putting them in a competitive style where people find interest, anybody can write, everybody should write. This is what we have, limited resources, but rewrite it into a resourceful, opportunistic 3-2-1 world relationship maintaining guides. The relationship issues can be identified, understood, solved, from the trauma to the resolution problems. How to resolve these problems. There is nothing which is called unresolved issues in our Puranas, Idihasas. Idihasas are all where the writer himself has a role. So there is a structural issue which we are talking today. The responsibilities are, we are all say that we are all Sanatana Dharma leaders, but we are not given the structure where things will get into the emotional, intellectual and then Atmiya level at different levels for the people at their level, which we have to understand their level and translate to them. I remember the what to do, what not to do in the legal terminology, what is being written. When I was director for academic staff college, what I did is rewrote them into what is that which children can understand. The law is not what you should not be done. In our Purana Idihasas, our literature, everything is not don't do it. We have demonstrated with examples. So when you look at Rama, the journey with a lot of inner conflicts, lot of problems in the consciousness, what to do, what not to do, has been shown with a lot of stories. It is not the way what you take is important, the goal is more important. So you could do little bit of mistakes. Though he is the Dharmic Purusha, we can see in Ramayana where the conflicts are resolved by probably taking little bit of away path from the Dharma, what we call it as not acceptable to us from Rama, though, but we may do it, that's a different matter. But you can see immediately he identifies that is not what he is supposed to do, and whoever is suffering from that, he gives a blessing, saying that you will get a chance to punish me in my next Janma. That is why Bali Sugriva resolution what he has given counter-attacked him when he took birth as Krishna. I have written a poetry on this, arrow comes from shadow. This is what we should understand. It is not what I do today can be solved today, but probably it will counter-attack on me tomorrow. This is what we should understand. So there is no method to solve this problem. Sometimes we have to concrete it, we have to compete with it, sometimes we have to collaborate, sometimes we have to compromise, sometimes we have to conceal it from what we cannot see. We don't see that. That is why we say when some people, you can see they keep silence, they don't speak. What is to be done? If we can identify what is the problem, what is creating conflict, probably I will be able to simplify it. So the first method to resolve the problem is simplify it. Second problem is how do I rectify it? And third problem is if I cannot do it, just ignore it. Don't magnify it at least. If that can be done, most of the problem can be solved. That you will see in most of the times. And we keep saying in scientific methodology, how do we get rid of these conflicts? In science, we keep saying, check it once. Don't stop there. Recheck it again. Don't stop there. Double check it again. And then don't stop there, cross check it with somebody else. You can see this is being applied in Ramayana. It is not that what Rama says is the rule, he checks with many people. This is what is done. So we have a lot of lessons. I am not going to the story and then picking it up. Probably the response which I got when I sent my topic and then said people can ask, do you know how many questions came? Hundreds. Each youth below age of 20, 30, that age, who are all just past 12th class and appearing, they are all the 200 people under me, a mentorship. I have sent to all of them and I got more than hundreds of questions. And my student from America also have sent 10 questions just now. It is pouring, questions are pouring. I think it's not one seminar which we do today. We will keep going. I told all of them we will take up one by one question and then sit one to one, and probably we will publish and then see that your all problems are resolved. I don't think any other topic which we have been discussing for so long had this much of response. 100 people and then still people are waiting. I am getting continuously messages. We are waiting, we are waiting. And not even there. You can imagine somebody who is from Africa, who has been settled in UK, who used to attend my Bhagavad Gita classes. I am talking about you. Yes, you can international. My sister Queen Elizabeth, who is joining from UK and listening to this. Can imagine somebody has got this much interest in Sanatana Dharma. Yesterday I had somebody from Italy whose boyfriend happened to be the actor Arjuna in Mahabharata, one of the Peter Brooks movie. She has sent a message saying that he is waiting, and just now I got a message she couldn't join because it's over 100. So I'm saying people have been taking a lot of interest because they know that there is solution for most of the problems from what we call as our Sanatana Dharma, the Bharatiya Sankalpa, the Indian tradition, where we have totally removed negative into positive. That is what is being done. It is not that we resolve the problem, we change people from negative to positive. You can see when somebody conquers somebody's land, generally what happens is the person who is fighting or conquering will rule the country. But we have not done that. Even before the war, Vibhishana was made the king, and after the war, we have got in India the place where the real Abhisheka happened. He was made the king not in his land but in Bharat. So Rama's greatness is not running away from problems. It is not solving the problems. It is changing from negative to positive. That is why he is called the model of Dharma. Yoga Vasishta teaches the sage Vasishta really what is to be done in when you have a conflict. The conflict resolution manual which came into the world, the first, the foremost, the best probably what came is Yoga Vasishta, which is the Bible of how mind management can be done. Purne manasi sampurnam jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi upana gudapadasya nanucharma strudaiva bubuhu. 4 lines we can conclude this. That beautifully it is written. It is all in the mind. That is why the title, when easily I could take it, and then Lakshmi Kanath was there, Dr. Lakshmi Kanath was there. We have decided this could be the topic because whoever understands Yoga Vasishtam, I am sure they understand it is all in the mind. It's an inner conflict. So you know how the inner conflict can be resolved. Most of the problems around the world can be solved. What is happening today is misunderstanding. The biggest problem is not understanding, misunderstanding. Somebody told me something, yeah, that is that point of time he has told, but that person is not bad. He is a good boy. But what happened that time, because of the mood, he told something. So I don't have to consider him as my enemy. I am considering somebody as an enemy means it is in my mind, not that he is my enemy. I am only thinking, feeling that he is my enemy. So it is the feeling which inside me has to be resolved. That is why I said nobody is my enemy. But you may consider that I am your enemy. That's not my problem. That's your problem. So mastering the mind is the best solution for all the problems, and that is what is explained in our Idihasa. And the power of the Purushartha, Kama, Artha, Dharma, Moksha. If that is to be explained, we understand that is the conflict resolution. We don't have any problem with anybody. It is all my desire which stops me from not approaching somebody or approaching somebody or getting my corner world where I don't talk to people. The reason for depression, that is what the problem is. So we should understand what is contentment, what is to be done for making me happy in whatever I have. Don't look at somebody and try to copy what they have. That will create a lot of conflicts. The conflict is between my buddhi, my intelligence and the feeling. Two H cannot be together. That is what Nelson Mandela said. Two H, head and heart, cannot work together. Either you are more intelligent, then your heart is weak. You are more loving, then your head is gone. This is what the problem. So making this in a balance is what is life. If you can understand making this balance, role, goal, values, that we can make it, our question should come whether I should do this or I should do that. So probably you should have somebody who is intelligently high, somebody who is emotionally attached to you. Take message from both of them, do it in your resolution what is to be done without any bondage. I should have love to people, but I should not have bondage to people. You can see this in many instances in Ramayana. That epic really tells how Rama, the dharmic, the style in which, the level in which he solves his problems is without getting bondage to somebody. When I get bounded to somebody, I become their real servant. My thought will not be used. So I must have freedom and I must have courage. Your conflict can be resolved only when you have two things in your line. One is freedom, second one is courage. And then understand, I get this from my family, I get this from my society. If nothing is available, I get it from the God, the Ishvara Sankalpa. He is there to support me. That is my strength. So first you should have faith in God. Then understand it is not faith, it is knowing God. Knowledge is ultimate important. If I don't know, every small child doesn't know most of the things. But as you grow, you have a lot of inquiry, asking a lot of questions. And with these questions, I get to know that this is what is God. Realization is that. And once you get realized, most of the problems in your life will get solved. The problem is we are not realizing. The realization comes, the inner conflict get dissolved. It is not that you are removing it, it get dissolved. Nothing can be removed from your heart. So that get dissolved. You will see in Ramayana, lot of such examples where everybody's conflict. It is not Rama's conflict alone. Everybody's conflict. There are a lot of conflict within. There are conflict within the country. There are conflict within people. Sita has a conflict. Lakshmana had a conflict. All the characters in Ramayana, all of them had conflict. That is why we call it as Ramayanam. From darkness to light. The meaning of the title of the book itself is that from darkness, how do we come to light? Coming to light means I get my knowledge from me, within me. The war of Ravana, the cruel person being depicted, most intelligent person probably during that time. Intelligence itself will not solve problems. He will have a death. We will have Sita being put into fire to prove that she is pure. The courage of somebody getting into fire, we can see same fire is being used by Hanuman, the monkey god, to burn one country as it is the Sri Lanka, the palace. So the fire has got a role. The water has got a role. The air has got a role because Hanuman is the god of air. You can see all the 5 elements which are basic elements have played a role in Ramayana. That is because we have to have a coherence, a coexistence, ecological balance, understanding all this together to survive in this world, coexisting with all other living beings around us. That is why importance is given to different animals, different characters. They are all coming in the form of God. You can see the Ramayana starts with Vatmiki. Vatmiki is Ramayana. I am not talking about the Brahma Ramayana. Vatmiki's Ramayana starts with seeing the hunter hunting a bird who are in love. So one of them get killed, the other one get disheartened. That is what happens. Actually, when you say this, you can understand a person who is a hunter in his life, in his childhood, when he was not educated, is the man who is making noise against another hunter. That means he had a realization. He got the blessings of God. He got to understand that what is to be done, what is not to be done. So we have to discriminate what is good and bad, irrespective of where have you taken birth. Your education will make you to have better thoughts in your life. That is what is making you to be more comfortable. We can see this in each and every conflict which Sita has undergone, where the characters of Rama and his wife Sita, his brother Lakshmana, he has also undergone what is to be decided, whether I should go with my brother or should I stay back in the palace with all the comforts. He decided, I must go with my brother because brother and his wife is equivalent to my father and mother, and that is the concept which his mother taught. So a mother, how to educate a child can be seen from this. How do you make your children, even if it is uncomfortable for you, you must get into service first with the family, next with the society, next with the people all around the world. So we have got Dharma, individual Dharma, my family Dharma, my professional Dharma, my state Dharma, my national Dharma, then Loka Samasta Sugino Bhavantu. The whole world I will start. Unless I am strong, how can I support somebody else? So Bharata is a strong country because of all these lessons which we have in our tradition. Otherwise, we would have been like another Mesopotamia or maybe Babylonia, where nothing is existing as a proof to show such a country existed in this world. So understand, we are not without conflict. We are not without war. I have recently given, not 2 years back, given a lecture in the philosophy department where I have talked about the conflict and the resolution by war. Is it really ethical or not? The ethics in Mahabharata and Ramayana war. You can imagine we are learning war as a part of teaching our religious and dharmic principles. Probably nowhere in the world people would have kept war as the problem and then teaching lessons. That is because each one of us have got a war inside. So unless we teach war and how to resolve wars, we cannot solve our problems. This is what is to be done. Fortunately, when I was looking at my last year calendar 2023, today is 20th, 18th July 2023, I was talking on the same topic on a discussion with the questions which came from a master's student who mastered from Haryana or Rajasthan, the border, Delhi, Rajasthan, Haryana border, one of the universities. She was masters in English, and she had a lot of questions on Ramayana because Ramayana is being read. She wanted to ask what is it all about, and same conflict was discussed. I didn't know that when I am selecting this topic. You can listen what I spoke there. What is that? Is the problem of Ravana. Let us look at the bad person who has got. His conflict was the lust for Sita, the conflict with Vibhishana, his own brother, and how his wife will take care because he cannot even fight with his wife, the arrogance and the overconfidence. How to dismiss the war was the last problem which he had got. Even Rama himself is asking, tell me, how should I kill you? You can imagine the enemy coming and asking you, how should I kill you? And Ravana is agreeing that this is the method in which I should get killed. This is where it is. See, this is what it is. It's not a human killing one person. It is like moksha is something which is transferring a person from a bad life to a good life. This is what I should tell. I thought I will complete in 30-40 minutes, and that's what I have done. I think it's 9:30. I have been delayed by 1 hour. Maybe I have taken, 1 minute extra. 1 hour is over from the starting of our session.